Am I the asshole for getting angry at my girlfriend over how to split the gas accurately? So, my girlfriend and I were gonna go on a trip with her car and we were working out how to split the gas correctly. Her idea was to collect all of the receipts every time we fill up on gas, then in the end we will simply divide it by 2. I explained to her that this method is not very accurate, and suggested a more accurate and fair method. Told her that before we leave, she'll fill up the tank. Every time after that, when we go to the gas station to fill up again, we will split every fill. Then, when we return, we'll fill the tank and split that. She didn't understand this method at all, and claimed that if we do it my way, she'll be spending more money. I tried to explain to her in so many different ways and she just wasn't getting it. She offered to do it my way, and said she trusts me, but I was determined to make her understand. After explaining it so many different times, she told me she got it. I was happy. I told her we can do it her way. We go on the trip, and the tank is almost full before we leave. We intend on splitting every single time. We arrive home, and the tank is about halfway full. I asked her what she wanted to do about the gas, and she offered me $20 in compensation for the remaining gas in the tank. To challenge her, I asked her how she knows it's $20 on the dot. She said she's just estimating. I ended up getting angry and told her that this is why her method isn't accurate and we should have used mine instead. She offered me $30 instead if that'll make me happy. Then she suggested that we go fill up the tank and split that, to which I explained that wouldn't work because we didn't leave with a completely full tank. In the heat of the moment, I called her fucking dumb, and she ended up crying. I told her she was playing the victim and needed to get more self-esteem. I was angry because I had spent so much time trying to explain my method. She told me she understood it, only to demonstrate a complete lack of understanding. I tried calling to apologize and texted her a bunch of times telling her that I went too far and I didn't mean to call her dumb, I meant to call her method dumb. She said she's angry at me because we went on a trip with her car, which adds to the wear and tear of the vehicle, kilometers put on there, etc., which is stuff she'll have to pay for, yet I'm causing drama over $20 worth of gas. To me, the point wasn't how much the gas cost. It was about trying to prove to her why her method of splitting gas wasn't accurate, and I was just frustrated. Am I the asshole here? I know calling her dumb went over the line, and I'm not excusing that. But I think my anger was justified. You are the asshole. You sound pedantic and exhausting. Do you split everything to the penny? How much does she get to charge you for the wear and tear on her car? Do you bill her for the time spent arguing about gas? You are the asshole and your method sucks. You won't fill up the same amount of gas every time you stop, and even if you did, the price of gas will vary from location to location. Her way is the fair and logical method. You're the asshole for not only not seeing that, but also for yelling at her because you're too stupid to understand and for them saying she was dumb. She really needs to dump your ass. YTA. Her way is so much smarter. It'd actually be accurate. With your way it's not going to be the same each time you fill up and the price of gas changes everywhere. I don't think you can apologize enough for this lol. Didn't even need to read the whole thing. Her idea was better from the start. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. For being petty and ridiculous about a tank of gas. You are the asshole, huge asshole, for calling her fucking dumb. Info wanted. How old are you? And since you don't have a car, does your girlfriend always drive when you two go out? Do you split gas with her every time she is driving you around? P.S. You sound super fun to be around. You are the asshole. She's too smart for your dumbass, and she should have abandoned your dumbass at some fucking hillbilly gas station. Let me guess, you're an engineer? Or similar field? You are the asshole. You're so focused on accuracy that you're alienating people who don't think in your language. You are the asshole. I see you single in the near future. What a stupid hill to die on. Am I the asshole I made my wife to go back to work by lying about quoting my job as well? My wife didn't like her job. I was telling her to look for a job while she was still in her current company. She wanted to take a break from work, but we cannot afford it right now due to our accidental conception. She's 3 months pregnant, so I made her a resume and applied her for a few interviews. However, she didn't attend any of them, saying she doesn't feel like it. She said she wants to be a som. I told her we weren't even planning this pregnancy and now we cannot afford for her to become unemployed as well. She didn't listen and just quit her job without consulting with me. I was super mad at her. I told her I don't want to bust my ass while she relaxes at home. She cried and said that she doesn't want to work anymore. So I told her I'd be quitting my job as well, and then we can both stay jobless and homeless with our child. I pretended to quit the job in front of her by sending an angry mail to my boss, but instead sent it to my friend. She was shocked and asked me why I'd do such a thing. I told her tough luck and went to sleep. The next morning onwards, she got ready for an interview and started attending interviews. I called my work and took a break of 1 week. Today, my wife got a job and she gave me the news at night while we were having dinner. I then told her the truth about my not quitting the job and about it being a way to make her go back to work. She got mad at me and told me I was very petty and I should have just sucked it up and let her stay at home. Now she's not talking to me. Am I the asshole? Honestly, sounds like children having children to me. You for how you handled the situation, and her for insisting on being a som when it wasn't in the best interest for your family. Everyone sucks here. You two should not be bringing a child into this world. You don't even respect each other. The lies, the manipulation, the deception, the selfishness. You are not good partners to each other, and you will not be good parents together. I feel really sorry for this kid because they're gonna be raised by 2 other kids. Yikes. You should have talked about this before getting married. If som is a job, it's not just relaxing. But if that is a hard limit, you should have worked that out before and gloved up. Pretending to quit to make a point is very petty. Stress is bad for pregnancy. Going jobless to stress her out is definitely asshole territory. Y'all need counseling. Your wife for quitting without discussing the finances. And you for applying to jobs for her without her permission and fake quitting your job. Use protection next time, if you didn't already. Y'all need to have some serious conversations before you bring a child into this world. Weeping for the next generation about to be born into this dysfunctional ass relationship. And you two are about to be parents? Yikes. Am I the asshole for threatening my sister, who's also my kid's biological mother, with a restraining order? I am 32F, married to my husband 35 male. And I have a younger sister who's now 29 female. My sister got pregnant when she was 18. It was an accidental pregnancy and she wanted to terminate it but instead chose to keep it and give it away for adoption. Before she gave birth I considered adopting the kid and made sure my sister would be okay with it, and she was extremely happy. She gave birth and we did all the legal paperwork to adopt the kid. The kid would still meet my sister but as her aunt. It is a girl. The kid is now turning 11 and all those years we've never had issues with our family dynamic. My sister also expressed that she's not fit to be a mom and has been open about staying childfree. She's been a great aunt to my daughter and we all had a healthy family relationship. I also found out 6 months ago that I'm pregnant with my own biological kid. I always wanted to be a mom, that's why I adopted my daughter, and now I'm also pregnant. My husband and I are more than excited that our family is growing and we'll be able to give our daughter a sibling. Since I got pregnant my sister's stance has changed. She tries to spend more time with my daughter and also introduced her new boyfriend to my daughter, which is something she's not done with any other boyfriend of hers. She's been dating that guy for less than a year. I don't want to get into much detail, so straight to the point. My sister claims that now that I'm expecting my own biological kid she wants her daughter back. I was shocked to say the least and I told her that's not gonna happen. The kid is legally adopted by me and my husband and she's grown up with me as her mother. She claims I stole her kid by taking advantage of her young age when she got pregnant, and I reminded her that giving up the kid for adoption was her own choice. She wants the kid back and demands to act like a mother. She's also told the truth to her boyfriend and claims we manipulated her into giving up the kid, which was not the case at all. Her boyfriend is willing to help her in legal battles to get the kid back. She's also threatened to tell the kid the truth unless we do as she says. Legally there's nothing she can do, but I don't want my kid to be traumatized by revealing the truth, especially that way. My husband and I threatened a restraining order. My parents basically called me the asshole for threatening a restraining order against my own sister and said I should sit down and listen to what she has to say because she's my sister after all. My husband and I are not willing to back down, as protecting our kid and family is our first priority. My parents say my sister should have equal rights to her kid like we have and we should compromise. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Restraining order sounds good to me. Tell your daughter the truth now to avoid it being revealed in an unpleasant way. Not the asshole. But it seems that you're going to have to tell your daughter that her favorite aunt is actually her biological mother sooner than you had planned. It's much better if you and your husband tell her than if your sister does so because it allows you to preempt her lie. Also, it removes her blackmailing you through that threat of telling her. Best. Not the asshole. You are that child's mother in every respect other than biologically. You sister and your parents are way out of line. You need to tell your daughter the truth. Do it in your own way, and do it as soon as possible. Your daughter deserves to know, but aside from that, it will be far less upsetting coming from you, her parents, than if your sister blurts it. It also takes away that threat from your sister. Sadly, if your sister doesn't back off, you might need to ban her from contacting your family until she settles down. If she gets agitated enough, she could do something dangerous like attempted kidnapping or something. It sounds like your sister is having a mental health crisis or similar. Not the asshole. And #X200B. Tell you kid the truth now, you have lied too long to her. Do it before your sister does it. And #X200B. And go completely no contact with your sister, this is sadly necessary. And talk to a lawyer. Do not only threaten her with a restraining order, but make sure your child is protected from her. And #X200B. My parents say my sister should have equal rights to her kid like we have and we should compromise. Maybe you need to go no contact with your parents, too. They are delusional. There can be no compromise about your kid. She is a person, not a toy. And #X200B. Talk to a lawyer. She's also threatened to tell the kid the truth unless we do as she says. Legally there's nothing she can do, but I don't want my kid to be traumatized by revealing the truth, especially that way. You and your hubby for not telling your daughter she is adopted when she's 11 years old. Horrible. This should have been a part of her history from the time she was a baby. Look here. Her aunt, biological mother and boyfriend for obvious reasons. You are your daughter's mother, although you haven't done completely right by her. And the grandparents for treating your daughter like a toy that you and your sister need to compromise over. Not the asshole. Talk to a lawyer ASAP and protect your kid. And definitely curtail visits for now. Not the asshole. Your sister lost the right to be a mother to your daughter when she signed away her parental rights. I'd get a lawyer to take extra caution and make sure to document everything, texts, voicemails and record phone calls and conversations with her. Limit contact with her immediately and pursue a restraining order. You need to protect your family. You've all been living as lie and lying to your child all her life. I mean, get the RO if you can, and go NC with the whole family, because they are major Oz, but first and foremost tell your daughter now. I don't know how you frame hiding it for so long, maybe use her age and now she is old enough to understand how babies are made, etc. She will be mad. Am I the asshole for faking sleep to make my husband get up with the baby? Hi. Hubs, M, 33, and I, F, 26. Have a 6-month-old baby, boy. Hubs and I are in agreement about chores and everything. We do everything equally except I used to have this one issue, and that's getting up with my son at night. He'd leave this task to me claiming he's too tired to get out of bed. Every time my son wakes up at night, which is 3-4 times a night. I'd wake Hubs up and ask if he wanted to get up with the baby, but he'd say since I was awake then I should do it. Every single time since our son was born. I had enough, so I started faking sleep whenever our son wakes up. It worked for an entire week. Hubs would wake up when our son start crying and then look me while I fake sleeping and quietly start whistling, op op op. But I keep pretending to be asleep. Hubs then would sigh and mumble something, then get out of bed to see the baby. He started asking me about my excessive sleep, to the point where I don't hear our son crying and forcing Hubs to handle it. He found out yesterday while I was telling my sister about it on the phone. He blew up saying I'm playing childish games and not my son's needs first like I'm supposed to. I said that I'm too tired of picking up the slack for 6 months, then being shamed for wanting him to help. He replied, boo-hoo, I get no credit for being a parent. I don't deserve a medal since I get up with the baby, not climb Everest. He literally said, just wait till mom finds out about what you've been doing to our son. The argument escalated and his mom called me neglectful towards her grandson and my husband's work. She said I was being unreasonable since getting up with the baby is my duty and hearing my son cry should wake the motherly instincts in me, but instead I was being petty and, like her son said, childish for pulling crap like this on a HATD working man who needs sleep to function at work. They both kept giving me hell for what I did, and Hubs has officially moved into the other room after he said he called my bluff. Basically washing his hands of nightly childcare and leaving it all to me as a punishment for my disgraceful acts. Edit yes, he always gets his mother involved, saying things like, "She'll set you straight," and "She'll handle your shenanigans. She is so intimidating and I try to avoid her loud mouth as much as I can." Edit we both work but now I'm on temporary leave. Don't know if this will continue when I go back to work honestly. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole, he's a parent, too. But apparently he's still a little kid as well since he ran to his mommy whining about what you did. He doesn't respect the care work you do as a parent and he seems very immature. Now is the time to stand your ground, otherwise things will never improve. Not the asshole. Parenting is sharing responsibility on all things with your child. Me and my wife share the same. Sometimes she wakes up and nudges me cause I can work on next to no sleep the next day whereas she can't. On the other hand, there's nights and mornings she'll get up with our daughter and leave me to sleep or tell me she's got this time, etc. It's all about sharing the responsibilities and not expecting the other to do it all. Not the asshole. I can't believe he got his mother involved. How ridiculous. Not the asshole, not even close. Your husband is a major asshole and Mill is an even bigger one. Wait till I tell mom. What? Number 1. Tell his mother that she's not yours and hang up the phone. Number 2. He can get up with the baby, otherwise he's being neglectful towards his son. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Sounds like your husband resents being a dad and his mother agrees with him. Maybe you and your child should leave if you're both so unwanted. Not the asshole. But I would put my foot down and demand relationship counseling because a grown husband and father can't go running to "Mummy dearest" when he's mad at his spouse. Grimace, you need to share night feeds when you have an infant. It can't just be one person's responsibility. But the way you're going about things isn't the right way either, so yeah, relationship counseling. Now, if he refuses to go, I guess you'll need to make a decision about your relationship. I know what I'd do. Info, you said you have an agreement about chores, do you both work?